Okay, so we're going to make our way onto our mats. We're going to start in Shavasana, so lying on your back. And yeah, so let's just make our way there. You're welcome to keep the knees bent or find some other sort of shape that just feels good in your body. But going ahead and coming all the way down to your back. If you need to take a moment to rock the head from side to side, maybe take a nice big stretch before you settle in, whatever you need to let yourself arrive on your mat. And then just let it all go. Let it all settle. Let the muscles, the bones, all of the body be completely heavy. And let's just take a few deep breaths together, joining our energies through these interwebs. So go ahead and take a full breath in through the nose. Really fill up the entire belly, the chest, and the heart space. And then open the mouth and just let it go. Nice big sigh out, releasing all of that air. We'll do that 2 more times. Full breath in through the nose. And that nice big open sigh out through the mouth. One more time. Breath in. Really gather onto the breath any stresses or worries or anything you just need to get rid of. And then when you open the mouth to let it go, let all of that tension, all of that stress as you sigh it out, let it out of your body. And then just remain here. Let the breath just move in and out easily through the nose. And as you lie here, I'll offer you a little quote that I found. And it's from Edmund Hillary. And he says, "It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves." And so ponder with me for just a second what that sort of implies, right? So he was obviously a mountain climber, right? So there's a lot of hardships that go into that. But beyond that, just in our everyday lives, like we have to get out of our own heads, right? We have to kind of move beyond these stories that we tell ourselves, oh, I can't do that, or this is just too much. Whatever it is, like we have to overcome these thoughts if we really want to move forward. And even in yoga, right? So maybe there's a pose that you're just, you fight against, you tell yourself, I don't like that pose, or I don't like doing, whatever it is. Like, what if you can take a second and put those thoughts aside and just let your body sort of move through it? You may be surprised what happens. So I invite you to come back to that idea, right? It's not the pose in this case, since we're practicing yoga, it's not the pose that we conquer, right? Because it's yoga. Like, we don't have to conquer flying pigeon. We don't have to conquer these things. It's about getting ourselves to that point and working through the emotions and working through the body mechanics of all of this, working through, like, getting out of the head to work into those hard places. So I invite you to do that. So maybe there's a pose that we come to and you think, really? Why, Jen? Why are we doing this morning? Like, maybe just set those thoughts aside, because we all have them. It's okay. Set those thoughts aside and just see what happens to your body. Listen to what it needs. Maybe it doesn't come into, like the textbook version, like that textbook, full expression, but let your body come into the expression that it wants this morning, okay? So stay here in that Shavasana pose just for a couple more breaths. Hi, Mitch. And then go ahead and take the arms over the head. Take one of those nice wall-to-wall stretches, stretching all the way from the fingertips down to the toes. Stretch it all out. Let yourself feel really good here. And then gather the knees into the chest. Take yourself into a little ball. Maybe rock from side to side. And then keep the right knee hugged in and take the left foot down to the earth. Okay. And then start to extend the right heel up towards the sky. So pull the toes towards you. So we're flexing into that right foot and we're pressing the right heel up towards the sky. The right knee can stay bent if that's where you are. You can still press into the heel here. Gather the hands behind that right leg, interlace the fingers. And then just start to feel into that right hamstring here. You can keep that left knee bent. You're welcome to extend it out. If you take that extension, try to keep those left toes facing up towards the sky as well, and also pulling the left toes towards the body, just keeping it really active here. Go ahead and take another breath. If you've extended the left leg, go ahead and bend into the knee, and then we'll cross that right ankle over the left thigh. So coming into a little figure four, keeping the right foot flexed. You can take the right hand, maybe gently press the right knee away from you. If binding here works for you, you can find that bind, gathering the legs closer into the body. Finding that stretch for the outer right hip. And then if you've bound the hands, go ahead and release them. Take the left foot down to the mat. And we'll take the legs over to the left. So we're coming in for a twist. You can take the arms wide. You can come into your version of whatever twist works for you. So if you want to sort of tuck that right foot underneath the left leg to really come into a deep twist and your body feels okay with that, maybe that works for you. If it feels better, just stack the knees. We're just starting our practice, starting to open up the body here. So tune into what your body needs, and that may change over the course of our practice. One more breath in this twist. And then take everything back to center. Hug the knees in once again. And this time the left knee will stay hugged in, right foot comes down to your mat. And then extend that left heel up towards the sky. So again, flexing the left foot. So you have a really active left leg here. The leg does not have to be completely straight, okay? So it can stay bent, but you can still start to press into the left heel, like you're pressing the heel up towards the sky. Gather the hands behind the left hamstring, and you're welcome to extend the right leg if you'd like that option, keeping the right foot flexed as well. Take one more breath here. If you've extended the right leg, go ahead and bring the foot back to the mat. And we'll bend the left knee, take the ankle to the right thigh, coming into that figure four on this side. Again, you're welcome to just gently press the left knee away from the body, finding that stretch here, or you can gather the legs in towards the chest, finding a bind behind the right thigh. Take one more breath here.
If you've bound the hands, release them. Take the right foot to your mat. Open up the arms, and then we'll let the legs fall over to the right, coming into your version of a twist. One more breath. Exhale, take it all back to center. Unwind, feet come back to the earth. And then this time we'll go ahead and take both legs and extend them up towards the sky, coming into like a legs up position, but this is a really active one. Normally we would do this towards the end of class with a block underneath you, but let's find a really active one. So flexing the feet, drawing the toes back towards the body, pressing into the heels. Again, knees can stay as bent as you need, and start to press the low back into the mat, okay? And that will help you find some stability there. If you need a little bit of extra stability, you can actually just grab like the edge of your mat. And so we're starting to fire up the core here, firing up the hip flexors. Take one more breath. Exhale, gather the knees back into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. Release the hip flexors. And then take the hands behind the knees, and you can rock and roll your way up to a seat or just make your way there. However you like. This is more fun to me, so I'm just going to do it. And then coming upright, we'll make our way into a cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet come together, knees are nice and wide. If you feel the need, you can take a blanket underneath your hips, just to help you sit a bit taller. Allow the legs to be heavy. Find a tall spine here. So really root the sit bones to the earth, lifting up through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, twist over the right shoulder. So right hand comes behind you, left hand comes onto the right thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, unwind. Do that on the other side. Breath in, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twisting over the left shoulder this time. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Take a breath in. And then exhale, you can start to fold out over the legs. Maybe the back rounds, the head is heavy. Take a few breaths in this cobbler pose. And turn down this music, it got a little loud. Find the breath. One more breath in this cobbler's pose. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and start to lift the body. And then gently draw the legs back towards one another. Swing them around and go ahead and come onto hands and knees. Let's work through a little bit of cat-cow, warming up the spine a bit here. So pressing more into the fingertips than into the base of the hand. So really start to press into the fingertips. That will help the wrists feel a little bit more comfortable. And then we'll start to find that cat-cow movement. So on an inhale, go ahead and lift the gaze, soften the belly as you lift the hips. And then exhale, press into the palms, round the back. Inhale, heart pulls forward as you gaze up. Exhale, round the back. So just take a few more of those cat-cow movements at your own pace. If you want to add in any other movements, maybe the hips can wiggle from side to side, just whatever you feel like you need. Just lean into that movement. And then meeting back in that neutral spine, finding tabletop pose. Again, pressing into the fingertips more than the base of your palm. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, and start to send the hips towards the sky, finding your downward facing dog. As you arrive, you're welcome to pedal out the feet. You're welcome to sort of move the hips from side to side again, finding any sort of movement that your body needs. And then when you're ready, find some stillness here. Pressing fingertips to earth, feeling the arms extend, the spine extends as the hips reach for the sky. The knees can be soft here, no need to keep them completely straight. And then just start to lift all 10 toes. Notice what that feels like for the backs of the legs here. And then place all 10 toes down. Take a breath in. And out. And then we'll just take the right foot and then place it behind the left heel and just sort of step on the back heel. I'm not sure you guys can see that. I'm gonna stand up and do it. So it's like I'm just sort of placing that right foot, the big toe, right sort of where my Achilles heel is, and just letting the weight of that right foot help that left heel get a little bit closer to the ground. And I'll just give you a little extra stretch for the back of the legs. Let's release and switch so the left foot comes behind the right, and just sort of help that right heel get a little closer down to your mat. And then release it. Soften the knees just a bit, and we'll just walk the feet towards the top of your mat, bringing them behind the wrists, coming into a forward fold here. The head and neck are heavy. The knees can be bent. Mine are pretty deeply bent. My hamstrings aren't quite warmed up yet, so just allow for whatever your body needs. If you want to bind and sway, you can bind and sway. And then go ahead and release that bind if you've found that. Find your forward fold. And then start to bend the knees, right? Drop the butt towards the heels. The heels can lift. You're coming into this little squat pose on an inhale. And on your exhale, lift the hips back up. Heels come down. Come back into your forward fold. Okay, so we're gonna do that a few times, just warming up the legs a bit. So inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels. Open the heart. Exhale, heels down, hips lift. Inhale, bend the knees, find your squat. Exhale, forward fold. So if you want to take it a little bit faster, you can take it a little bit faster if that would help you warm up. Squat it down, inhale. Exhale. Just follow the pattern of your breath. Okay? 2 more here. Squat, open the heart. Exhale, forward fold. 1 more time. Lower the hips. Forward fold. Take a moment here. Stay in that forward fold. Again, knees can still be soft. Maybe you'll find that they're just a little bit closer to straight. Maybe not. That's okay too. And then soften the knees a bit, root the feet to the earth, slowly start to roll the body up to stand. Circle the arms, take them over the head, bring the palms together, and then exhale, draw them into your heart center. Take a deep breath. Get out of your head.
drop any expectations that maybe you've set for yourself, and just allow yourself to move with joy. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw them into the heart. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, bring them in. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, bring them through the heart as you soften the knees and fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Go ahead and step your left foot far back. Lower the knee down to the earth. Uncurl the back toes. And then just take a minute just to sort of come in and out of that low lunge. Let your body sort of find the pose. And then when you're ready, you can let the hips begin to settle. And then take the hands either to the thighs, or if it's available, sweep them up alongside the ears. Maybe turn the corners of the mouth up. Enjoy your practice. Take one more breath. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to send the hips towards the back heel and lift the front toes, coming into a little hamstring stretch. If this is not enough for you, sometimes I like to sort of sit all the way back on that heel and then fold out over the front leg. So we've got lots of different levels here, so do whichever version works for you. This is a bit of a deeper posture. My hamstrings are feeling a little more warmed up right now, so this works for me, but it doesn't always. And then we'll lift the hips, coming forward, bending into the right knee. This time we'll curl the back toes under, lift the left knee. And we'll walk the hands over the left shoulder, coming into a wide fold. The feet are parallel here. Okay, hands are on the earth. We're in this little halfway lift with a flat back. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. So we're not dropping the hip all the way down to the heel. We're just bending into it so you can feel a nice stretch for the inner right thigh here. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend the right. So now we're feeling that stretch to the inner left thigh. One more time. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, walk the hands over the right shoulder. Turn all the toes to face the top of your mat. Pick up the back heel. Bend the right knee. You're in this little runner's lunge here. And then we'll start to straighten into the front knee, coming into like a modified pyramid. My back heel is still lifted, and I'm pulling my right hip back so that the hips are level. And you might like to flex the front foot. So drawing, once again, those toes towards the body. That will deepen the stretch for the back of the hamstring. So that's up to you. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, bend into the right knee once again. Plant the palms, step the right foot back. We're in a plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. If chaturanga is in your practice, up to up dog, go for it. I'm going to lower the knees and then come down to the belly. Uncurl the toes, hug the elbows in, pressing them down towards your mat as you inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. So this is our little vinyasa. Inhale, press into the palms. Find your way back into a downward facing dog. Gaze towards the top of your mat. Step or hop your way all the way up. Take an inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And we're going to come right into the next one. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. This time, right foot steps back. Lower the knee down and uncurl the toes. Again, ease your way into this little lunge. And then as you're ready, plant the left foot, hands come to the thighs, or they can sweep up over the head. There you go, take an inhale. Exhale, hands released, hips shift back toward the back heel, pick up the front toes, come into that little hamstring stretch. That left hip pulls back. If you need to go deeper, you can sit back all the way onto that right heel and fold over the left leg a bit deeper. Yogi's choice here, okay? And then on your inhale, lift the hips, come forward, bend into your left knee. Plant the palms, curl the right toes under, lift the right knee. You're in a little runner's lunge here. Okay, and then we're gonna walk the hands over the right shoulder this time. Coming to the wide edge of your mat, feet are parallel. Hands are on the earth. We're in this little halfway lift here. Okay, take an inhale. Exhale, just bend into the right knee. So we're not dropping the hips all the way down to the heels for like that ninja squat. We're just finding a stretch for the inner left thigh. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, left knee bends. Feet are still parallel here. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the top of your mat. Turn the toes, pick up the back heel, bend into the left knee just for a moment. Even out the hips, and then we'll start to straighten the front knee. Okay, again, both legs do not have to be completely straight. Go for what your body needs. Listen, tune in. And then maybe you start to flex the left foot, picking the toes up from the mat. One more breath. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Plant the palms, step back to plank. And then you can lower the knees, or you can shift forward, keeping the knees lifted, and lower halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, lift, open the heart space, cobra, or maybe you're ready for an up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Gaze to the top of your mat. Step or hop your way all the way up. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Find a flat back. Really reach the crown of the head forward, and then exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, root. Rise all the way up. Palms come together, and exhale, draw them into your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Okay, so root the feet, draw the belly in, find a flat back. Maybe your fingertips are on the earth, or maybe they need to be on the shins or even the thighs. Okay, reach the crown of the head forward, hips reach back, and then exhale, soften, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. We're gonna stay here. This time we're gonna take the arms alongside the body, reach them behind you. Pinkies are facing in towards one another. The belly is drawing up towards the spine. Remember how we pressed our low backs down into the mat when we came into that legs up at the beginning of the class? Find that, recruit those muscles, okay? Take one more breath. Hello, hamstrings, and then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. This time we're gonna step both feet back, find a downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, step it between the palms. Ground the left heel down. The hips are still open here. Root into the feet. When you're ready, we're gonna rise all the way up. Okay, arms extend wide. Find your warrior two. Right knee is nice and bent here. Maybe take a glance down. Make sure you can see that right big toe. Right? You don't want that knee collapsing in. If it is, just gently guide it open. Drop the shoulders from the ears. Take one more breath here. One more breath out. Inhale, take the left hand down to the thigh. Flip the right palm up. And then we'll take that right arm over the head. So we haven't changed anything in the lower body. We've just moved and reversed our arms here. So really reach up through the fingertips. Find that stretch to the side body. We don't want to rainbow our arms. It just sort of curves the spine. So find length. Take a breath in. On your breath out, we're going to take the right forearm down to the right thigh. Send the left arm to reach up for the sky, coming into a side angle. And try not to dump all that weight onto that right arm. So use the core strength to stay lifted and open here, rotating the chest. Take one more breath in. And breath out. Press into the feet. We're going to come back up. This time we're going to straighten the front leg, reverse the arms once again. Reverse triangle. Inhale, come upright. Palms face down, and then start to reach the right fingertips towards the front of your mat. Reach, 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 reach. Really ground into the feet. When you're ready, release the right hand down to the shin, or maybe the inside of the leg. Left arm reaches for the sky. We're finding triangle pose. Again, we're still rotating the chest towards the side wall. Belly is strong here. Take one more breath in. And out. On your inhale, root into the feet, rise up. We're going to reverse it once again. Stretch it all out. And exhale, we're going to bring the arms to frame the foot, or the hands to frame the foot. Pick up that back heel. We're going to send the right leg up and back. So sweep it back, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring the knee down to your mat. Take the right foot to the outer edge. Spiral the left heel down. Plant that right palm. Send the left arm to reach for the sky. Okay, so really press into the right palm. And that will help you find some lift of the side body. Draw the belly button in. See if you can stack the left hip on top of the right and the left shoulder on top of the right, right? So we're still spiraling the front body open. And then if you're ready, you can float the left foot. The foot is flexed and you're kicking into the left heel. All right, so this is like a little modified half moon. We're gonna do full half moon in a moment, but just sort of start to feel the body. Feel that rotation, that opening. Take one more breath in. Exhale, plant the left palm, the left foot. And then we'll just step it back into a downward facing dog. You're welcome to vinyasa if you'd like. And we'll just meet back in that dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it between the palms. And we're gonna do all of that on the other side. Ground through the right heel. Keep the hips nice and low. Hips are open. Inhale, rise all the way up, warrior two. And then exhale, arms reach long. Chest is open. Right hand comes down, left palm faces up. Inhale, sweep it over the head, reverse it here. The hips are still nice and low. We're just starting to stretch into the left side ribs. And then exhale, left forearm to the thigh, right arm up towards the sky. Find side angle here. Keep rooting into the heels. Inhale, rise up. This time we're going to straighten the left knee, reverse it. Take that left arm over the head. Inhale, back upright. And then exhale, take the left fingertips forward as you press the right hip towards the back of your mat. And then take the left arm down, right arm up towards the sky. Rotate the chest a little bit more, keeping it nice and open. Press into both feet. Maybe the gaze comes up for triangle. Root into the feet. Inhale, rise back up. Reverse it once again. Left arm over the head. Exhale, cartwheel the arms, plant the palms. Pick up the back heel, sweep the left foot up and back for a three-legged. And then exhale, bring the left knee down to your mat. Bring the left foot to the outer edge of your mat. That'll give you some more stability. Right heel comes down. Start to peel open, taking the right arm towards the sky. So set yourself up here. Stack the shoulders. Stack the hips. Okay, draw the belly button in. So find the core here. And then when you're ready, you can float the right leg. Okay, press into the heel. Toes drawing towards the body. Finding this little modified half moon. So just feeling into the body before we come into full half moon. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Bring the palm back to the mat. Toes come down. And then we'll just step it back. Find your downward facing dog. If you want to vinyasa, you're welcome to. And then when you're ready, we will all meet back in this downward facing dog to take a breath in. And out. One more time, breath in. Sigh it out. One more time, breath in. And out. All right, let's keep moving. Take an inhale, right leg up and back. Three-legged. Exhale, step it between the palms. Left heel comes down. We're coming back into that warrior two. Rise up when you're ready. Chest is nice and open. Breathe here. We'll reverse it. Left hand comes down, right palm faces up. Inhale. Bring that right arm over the head, but really stretch that arm up. Reach the fingertips towards the ceiling. And then exhale, coming right into your side angle. So if you want to take that right forearm back down to the thigh, you can come into that same version we did a moment ago. If you feel like it's available, maybe you reach the fingertips all the way down to the earth. We're gonna keep that left arm reaching towards the sky and starting to spiral the heart open. So get that feeling of opening up the heart space. And then take the left hand down to the hip. Reach the right fingertips in front of the right pinky toe. Take a little hop forward with that left foot. Plant the fingertips. And then when you're ready, you can start to float the left leg. So we're coming into full half moon here. Okay, really root into that right leg. My knee is just a little bit bent, just like a microscopic bent here. Okay, and I'm gonna start to rotate my chest towards the side wall, trying to stack the shoulders, okay? Aiming to stack the hips, pressing into the left heel, pulling those left toes towards the body so that left leg, both legs are really active here. And then if you like, you can start to take the left arm to reach for the sky. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. One more breath. Soften into the right knee. Step the left foot back. Rise up, or we're going to come into a reverse. So both legs are straight. Take the right arm over the head. Stretch it out. Beautiful. Inhale, bring yourself upright. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to plank, and we'll move through your version of a vinyasa. So either coming down with the knees to the mat, or lowering halfway to chaturanga. Inhale, open up for cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Breath in through the nose. And then sigh it out through the mouth. Let it go. Whatever happened on the other side, it's a new side here. Things will be different. No expectations here. Okay? Get out of your own head. Here we go. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step between the palms. Ground the right heel. Get the hips low. When you're ready, rise up. Find your warrior two. Settle in for a moment. Right hand comes down, left arm over the head, reverse. exhale, your version of side angle. Forearm to the thigh, or maybe fingertips reach for the earth. Either way, we're gonna continue to reach that right arm up towards the sky. So we're not coming into extended, we're just taking the right arm up and then rotating the chest open, okay? Keep that rotation of the chest, that openness of the heart. And then take the right hand down to the hip. Reach the left fingertips in front of the left pinky toe. Maybe take a little hop up with your right foot. When you're ready, take the weight onto the left leg so the right leg can rise and float. So take a moment here, right? We're stacking the hips. Maybe you use that right hand to guide the hips a little more open. Kick into the right heel. If you wobble and find that fall out, it's all good. I do it all the time. All right, it's just a practice. Aim to stack the shoulders. And then maybe that right arm starts to reach for the sky. And both legs are really active. The core is active. Take one more breath in your half moon. Soften the left knee, step the right foot back. We're gonna come right into that reverse triangle. Left arm over the head, stretch it out. Inhale back up. Exhale, plant both palms. Last vinyasa here, step the left foot back. And move through your vinyasa, so lowering down your way. Opening up the heart space, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. One more time, breath in. And breath out. Breath in. Let it go. This time on the inhale, we're gonna lift the heels, shift the body forward. Shoulders come over the wrists for plank pose. Press into the palms so that the heart can lift away from the mat just a bit more. Belly is drawn in. Legs are active here. Take one more breath. Exhale, we're gonna lower down onto the left elbow and then the right elbow, coming right into a forearm plank. The forearms are parallel here. The shoulders are over the elbows. Press into the palms. Try not to lift that booty up really high. All right, draw the tailbone into the hamstrings. Get that vision in your head, and then draw the belly in. Press into the heels. Press into the elbows. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower the knees. Uncurl the toes. Melt the thighs, the hips, the belly. And then start to open up the heart, coming right into Sphinx pose here. Keep pressing into the elbows. Okay, and then see if you can start to draw the shoulder blades down the back body. Keep the heart space opening. And breathe. Take one more breath in. And on your breath out, come all the way down to the belly. You can stack the hands, take the forehead right on top or maybe a cheek. Some of you might like to bend the knees and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Go for it if that's your jam. Release the legs. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, press into the palms, peel yourself from the mat. And then we'll go ahead and make your way onto your bum. If you have a blanket, again, handy with you. I mentioned this for cobbler's pose. You might like to place this underneath the hips just to get the hips a bit higher. But if not, it's not necessary. I like to just sort of move my bum flesh so that my sit bones can really connect to the mat. Extend the legs, flex the feet. Okay, so we're gonna come into a forward fold, but we're going to start with a really active fold here. So draw the toes towards the body. Okay, so turning on the muscles of the legs. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Take an inhale. Take the arms up over the head. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. So try not to round into the back yet. We're just gonna hinge. Okay, you have a nice long line all the way from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. And when you've come to a spot, you'll know it, right? That's where you stop, and then you can release the hands to the shins, to the mat, whatever works for you. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down the back, right? We're not rounding, we're keeping the chest open. So lead with the heart. It's almost as if that heart space, right, is reaching out. And maybe it is. I like that, right? Lead with the heart, let the heart reach out. We're gonna keep that one, that's good. Maybe you keep that for your day. Lead with the heart, let it reach out. Beautiful, take one more breath. And now we can round the back, soften the legs. Let the head release, just come into a forward fold. Maybe you find a little sway. And then on your next inhale, slowly begin to make your way upright once again. And so we'll actually end our class in a legs up position. If you have, I have my bed right next to me and it works really well. For that, I just like to get one hip really close to my bed and then swing the legs. And my knees are bent, but it just feels good. I like that. If you have a chair or a couch near you, you can do that. If you're somewhere like your garage, like I often am practicing at home, you can just come all the way down onto your back and keep the knees bent. Okay, so this will function very similarly. If you do have a block or blanket, you can place that underneath the hips, right underneath the sacrum. And then you can take the legs up towards the sky. So work with whatever you have near you. Okay? So the goal is just to lift the legs, yeah? Come into a position that is calming. So make your way there into that shape. And if none of that just calls for you and you're like, I'm not into this, then just come all the way down onto the mat, right? There's nobody that says that you have to do this legs up. So finding that final pose. Allow the body to begin to settle. And I'll remind you of our quote from the beginning of class as we start to wind down. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. So take this moment and I invite you just to let everything go, whatever thoughts are floating in your head. Maybe you're sort of reviewing your practice. I'm totally guilty of that, oh, I didn't, let it go. It's all a practice. And you're here. You're here. Let there be joy in that. Slow the breath. Slow the body. Maybe take a breath in through the nose.
Take one of those nice big sighs out through the mouth. And then just let yourself remain here in stillness. Let that stillness come into your being, into your space. Allow that stillness to just envelop you. And just be here as long as you need. Thank you guys for being here, for joining me on this lovely Saturday, sunny morning here in SoCal. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Namaste, my friends.